This Christmas, Laurence Llewelyn-Bowen is swapping the cushions for the curtain calls as he takes on a very exciting new role in the world of theatre. This is
in the
wonderful.
world of theatre,
yes, but listen, I'm not treading those boards. I'm designing those boards.
You're just you're Aramis.
That's my smell. I smell like Aramis. My local theatre, which is extraordinary, I mean, incredible institution, the Barn Theatre in Cirencester, is always trying to sort of push boundaries, theatricality, you know, bring in the community. And I lobbied them last year and said, please, can I design your Christmas show? Not knowing that it was going to be, wait for it, the Three Musketeers. So talk about profiling. I mean,
match made in heaven. Are we like a little bit Adam Ant mixed with a bit of Jack Sparrow?
This is it, because actually, I mean, it's completely original production. We've got the most incredible music, brilliant music by Lee Freeman and Mark Anderson. And basically, it's like a 1980s rock video. Look at it. And what I've done is I've done all the costumes, which we've spattered with paint. The sets are all just black and white. We had the first night last night, and it was absolutely astonishing. The cast are brilliant, 7 of them. All young, playing instruments, playing multiple characters. And having to endure these costumes as well. You know, some that, like Milady, can barely move in this enormous, great big crinoline that she has to wear.
It's such a great story as well.
Well, it is. And the thing that I love about it is that it's got amazing female characters.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love a female villain called Milady, who keeps a gun in her muff?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you've got to have a muff gun, haven't you?
But that was the young boy, Faye Dunaway.
Oh.
Like that version, that 1970s, I think 1970s.
Yeah, it was. Early 70s.
No, it was Oliver Reed.
Well, so I've got a story about that. Because my mother-in-law went out with Oliver Reed.
No.
Yes.
Did she survive?
Yes, she did. This is very early on.
That means no. Do tell.
And he got back in touch. They'd not been going out for a long time. He got back in touch and said, come and bring your daughter, as in Jackie, my wife. And my mother-in-law refused because she thought it would be a bad influence on her daughter. But there was a very nearly a moment when Mrs. Llewelyn-Bowen was on that set with Oliver Reed and Faye Dunaway. This is where I stroke my moustache.
This is too much.
Three Musketeers, Four Musketeers was just because it was a kind of. It was a brilliant telling of the story.
It was subversive, and this is what we've done with this one. And again, you know, we're calling it Trois, so it's got that real kind of difference, that real kind of edge to it. And it's an incredibly small theatre. You know, there are only 200 seats. So basically, getting a ticket for Trois is more difficult than Oasis. You know, so you're going to have to pull strings if you want to be part of it. Look, you see, there's Cardinal Richelieu in his biker jacket.
I'm guessing a very similar audience as well.
Last night, everyone was going crazy for it because I think, you know, we're all used to seeing these kind of revivals, and if you go to the West End, it's bringing back a play or it's a musical based on something else. This is absolutely original, and this is what the Barn does so well. You know, it breaks the mould, it tries new things, it tries different things. And bless them, they trusted me to do the costumes. And you know, I've had an amazing... Basically, they're all in self-portraits.
So I'm so glad you're on talking about local theatre because, like, so many great local theatre... local theatre is such a lifeblood of community. So I grew up in Colchester, and the Mercury Theatre in Colchester is thriving now, doing so well. But it's only thriving because people support it. You have to support local theatre.
Well, I think, you know, it is actually a countrywide thing, and I think more people need to be optimistic and encouraging about this. Everyone's really focused on what happens in the big theatres, but actually the little theatres and the Barn, you know, I think 2-3 of their productions from this year have transferred to the West End.
Yeah, brilliant.
So it becomes like an off-Broadway culture palette. Yeah. And it's hilarious for me because I never go to the theatre. You know, all I wanted to do is sort of, you know, pick the colours and do the costumes and stuff like that.
Too late for that.
Has it made you want to tread the boards at all?
Not at all. I am very, very, very bad at lines. But it had... I mean, what it has done... I mean, the big thing for me is that psychologically, you know, I'm 60 this year. You know, the business, Hermione, my youngest daughter's running the business.
Over, right?
It was literally like Succession meets Game of Thrones.
Don't say it.
I know, right? But actually, I had this thing that I wanted to just do creative stuff that wasn't about making money. You know, I didn't charge for the design work here. Not about making money, but about doing creative things that are really encouraging.
Yeah.
And I've been really lucky this year working with companies like Rangeford, working with the Barn. And it's stuff, Blackpool Illuminations, it's stuff that is just sort of like creatively intriguing. And this is the thing I think you should be doing when you get older. You know, you should be, you know, you're given that opportunity to kind of flower. You know, in the West, we're really down on getting older. It's all about the problems.
By the way, you look amazing.
I will give your compliments to my surgeon, who I think is doing an amazing... In fact,
not a word of it.
I've now moved on to an embalmer because, you know, why not? Get ready.
Give me his number.